Good morning, everybody. It's Kayla, and I'm back again at UC Kayla TV. Thank you so much for watching. This week I wanted to talk about, since we have 2 days until the new episode of Sisters, episode 5 of season 4, which is entitled Life, Soul, and Heart. I wanted to get off into just a quick topic so you can have some sisters content to tide you over. All right, so my most liked tweet on Twitter right now at 277 likes, 57 retweets, and 20 comments. Sorry, I had to write that down because I didn't remember. Is this. I'll post the picture, but I wanted to read it as well. Karen is a whack ex and a trash friend. She acted a fool at Andy's job, ran out on Dani when she tried to comfort her after the meetup with Zach, and belittles Sabrina constantly. She disrespects everyone and then expects them to be cool when she's cool. So, of course, that's my opinion from my Twitter. That doesn't make it a fact. That's just my opinion. So, let's talk about that. So, a lot of people have had a lot to say about how they feel Tyler Perry has totally changed Karen's character to boost up Zatima and lead us into this spinoff. But I'm just like, okay, in my opinion, Karen has never been that great of a friend, nor has she ever been that good to Zach. So let's just start out with her and Zach and get that out the way. We never got the feels from Karen and Zach like we got from Zach and Fatima, ever. And it always felt like she didn't want him, especially publicly or in front of her friends, but then privately she still wanted him. She never was like loud and proud with she actually wanted Zach. It was just like, I love him, I don't need him, but this is just a cycle of what we do, to her friends, in my opinion. So the first thing I see wrong with that is, as a adult person, you can't tell your friends everything about your partner and expect them to still respect them. And the sisters did not, and still kind of do not, respect Zach because of that, because she tore him down to the sisters. And then it was just like, that's why she couldn't really say, I want to be with Zach because he helps me, because he saves me, because he makes me feel good. Like, she couldn't be that kind of honest with them because she was way too honest about the negative aspects of their relationship. Now, this video is not to make Zach look like a saint. Zach was not that good to Karen. Zach gave Karen STDs. Zach cheated. Zach lied. Zach wasn't always that respectful to Karen. He was not. But here's the thing. The wrong person for you may bring out the worst in you. The right person for you may bring out the best in you. And I feel like Zach and Karen's split was necessary. And the fact that Karen is trying to double back and questioning herself, and if Zach would allow it, they'd be together again, it just shows how toxic and how she thrives off of drama. Like, they don't belong together. And it's not her fault that they're not together. It's not completely her fault. It's not completely Zach's fault. They just don't belong together. They're not good for each other, like Zach keeps trying to get across to her. As where he got with Fatima and grew. Yes, he messed up when he doubled back with Karen, but one, him and Fatima were not officially dating, and two, he saw that mistake. He felt remorse for that mistake, and he's grown from that mistake. It's not like him and Karen get together, because if it was up to Karen, I say that she would fully carry on a situation behind Fatima's back, because that's how desperate almost she's acting to be with Zach at this point. So anyway, that's Zach and Karen. Let's just get that out the way. She is a whack ex because she wanted it to be over. Now, everything has to be on her terms. She wanted it to be over, but when she doesn't want it to be over, Zach needs to come to her beck and call. And she wants Zach out of her house, but when her life is in danger or something happens, she wants Zach to be there to save her. Like, she's whack. All right, now as far as what I said about her being a trash friend, let's go through the sisters. Let's start with Sabrina. First of all, Karen and Sabrina really don't interact as much as the other sisters. Well, her and Dani really don't either, but because of that Zach factor, I feel like we see Karen and Dani interact a little bit more. But with Sabrina, it's like Karen does not take Sabrina seriously as a friend. I don't think Karen takes Sabrina seriously as an adult. It's like she's very condescending to her, because somebody commented on my Twitter and was like belittling. And I'm like, okay, If you don't agree with belittling, condescending at best. And they were like, well, what's an example? I was like, a very specific example was when Karen decided she was going to walk out on Andy's wedding. Sabrina comes by Karen's house. This is before Aaron and Karen had sex, by the way, for all the people that can't remember the fact that she slept with Aaron like a day or so after her and Zach. But anyway, so Sabrina comes by to be like, yo, Karen, you shouldn't have done that. She completely dismissed Sabrina. It was just like, fine, I don't want to hear what you have to say. Get out of my house. That's what she said. There have been times where Sabrina have been like, Karen, what are you going to do? Are you all right? She's like, Sabrina, this is why I don't call you. This is exactly why I don't call you. Like, that's not something that you say to your friend unless you can like balance it out with some other tenderness. There's no other tenderness for Sabrina as far as Karen goes. Now, Karen and Dani. I don't even know how or why these girls are friends. Karen does not seem that she genuinely likes Dani. She does not. She is very, it's like she kind of looks down on Dani. She puts up with her. It used to be because of Zach. And then it's like, okay, just like Dani said on episode, was this last week's episode or the week before? She just said in a recent episode, either Pleasantries, episode 3 of season 4, or the Night Game, episode 4, she was saying that Karen is not happy and she's miserable and misery loves company. Because it was like, what was the point of you calling her about Preston? First of all, the fact that she's never met Preston, obviously they're not that close. Her and Dani are not that close. You never call Dani about anything pertaining to her. Every time she calls Dani's like, what do you want? Because she knows it's something. Like, Karen doesn't call just to be like, hey girl, what's going on? So then she only calls Andy for just to talk. Dani and Sabrina, when Karen calls, if y'all go back to episodes and pay attention there, I was like, okay, what do you want? Because you don't just call me at work just to call me. So anyway, I don't think Karen really likes Dani that much. I think she still has a chip on her shoulder about Dani's relationship with Zach. And I don't believe that Karen had completely bad intentions about calling Dani, saying she thinks Preston was going to be there. Well, she didn't say Preston specifically, but I don't think her intentions were totally bad. I just think it was inappropriate because they're not cool like that. Like, if you're not close with somebody like that, if that was Andy and Gary, okay, cool. But if you're not close with somebody like that, it can come off another way because they're really not that cool. And I'm very interested to see how their relationship is going to go now that Zach is out the picture. So she no longer needs Dani. Dani can't keep tabs on Zach anymore. He doesn't work at the airport anymore. So it's just like, how is this going to work? And then if Karen keeps inserting herself into a Dani and Preston situation, I don't know if they're going to make it because they don't have that big of a foundation to start with. Now, lastly, how Karen is not the greatest friend to Andy. Okay, another one of my tweets that has a lot of attention, and if it continues to get likes, because like I'll tweet stuff days or a week ago, and then like I get a couple, like 50 or so likes every day. So if it keeps going up, I may do a separate video, but it's just like Karen always has so much advice for Andy, but she doesn't take any of her own advice. And she presents her advice to Andy in a way that it's like she's trying to control her. It's just like, Andy's a grown woman. You can't make her do anything. And why are you talking to her like that? She doesn't come at you like that about Zach. If she even brings up your faults with Zach, you want to shut it down. Case in point, the episode, what was this? Pleasantries or the Night Game? Before they went riding in Gary's car. Before they got pulled over by the fake police. And she asked Andy, how was Zach and Fatima doing? And Andy was like, oh, I knew that was coming. I think they're happy. And Karen said she was taking some time for Aaron. So all Andy was going to say is, if you holding out for Zach, it's not a good idea. Andy, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. But you can run Andy down about Gary when they pull up to the parking garage. Now, this was episode 4, the Night Game. Karen goes, remember, he tracked you, like trying to prep Andy or get in her head before she talks to Gary. And it's just like, do you remember all the stuff that Zach has done to you? Do you remember the fact that Zach now has a girlfriend? Do you remember that Zach doesn't want you anymore? That he's told you that, even though you keep lying to everybody saying he won't tell you it's over. So it's just like, Karen is very hypocritical and controlling when it comes to Andy, because she wants Andy to do what she wants Andy to do. Meanwhile, she has a whole mess of a life going on, you know, in her own situation. So that was my most popular tweet about Karen being a whack ex and a trash friend. So obviously 277 people agreed with me. Because I'm like, I know it's not just me who feels this way. So please comment below. Let me know how you feel. I'm not opposed to, I don't put things out there like I'm 100% right. I'm not opposed to different opinions. Let's just all remember to be respectful, because on Twitter, sometimes those comments, not so much in mine, because I'm not going to argue with you about a TV show. But just like other comments I view, and I'm like, whoo, it's getting a little spicy in the comments. Like, people, this is a show. This is supposed to be a fun thing, you know. We're all adults. We all have our lives and our stresses and our different things that go on. It's like, this is a fun thing. So let's keep it light. If you comment on this video your opinion about Karen, some people love Karen, some people hate Karen, some people, you know, wait in the middle of that. Whatever, just let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching. The next content I do will probably be, my review of Wednesday's episode 5, Life, Soul, and Heart. I'll also go ahead somewhere in that video and share my weigh-in Wednesday results, as far as how many pounds I lost, and because I'm still on my weight loss journey. If you don't know what I'm talking about, please go view my other video about how I'm using Sisters to lose weight. So guys, thank you so much. See you on Wednesday, but it might not be uploaded till Thursday, but see you guys soon. Have a great week. Happy Monday.